Yes, my people, it is your boy VRD. Hey, we are back at you with another Train Sim World 5 video, and today we are looking at the Manchester Airport commuter route, I believe it's called. A little first look for you guys. I'll be so honest, I should have done my research before purchasing this. I actually regret investing my hard-earned blood, sweat, and tears money into this because what is this? What is this supposed to be? Is this supposed to mean something to me? Are you kidding me? Are you really? Are you being serious? Oh my goodness. Granted, it is only about £25. I believe it was £25 is pretty reasonable. I would be fuming if I paid full price for this. So £25, I can understand the reduction in value there, but what am I supposed to do on this? It's just back and forth, and then you've got like a loop here, but it's come on, man, do better, honestly. The quality of routes, no, the quality of routes has been up to standard, but the length of the routes has gone down significantly. The Goblin line, the North London line, and this. Come on, man, stop doing these short routes. I want to be doing long distance stuff, end to end, man. None of this short BS. I want a refund, man. I actually want a refund. Okay, that's enough complaining. So we're going to be taking this class 323 down to, right, it is heading to Hazel Grove, but I don't think we're going all the way there. We are going to be traveling to, give me a second, let's enter the cab. We are going as far as Stockport, where we will surrender the service to the artificial intelligence. We're going to be calling at, I can't see what that says. I think that says Leversbourne, but forgive me if that isn't actually what it says. Leversbourne, Heaton, and Stockport. My eyesight is going. My eyesight's out the window. So yeah, let's get set up right now. We're going to set the driver reminder appliance. Tail lights are already set into the on position. That is all we need to do in the rear cab here. In a class 323, if I didn't already mention that. It's been a while since I've driven a 323, but we have indeed driven it on the channel before, so I'm not gonna do any crazy first look stuff regarding the train because, you know, it's not a new train. I have driven it before. I do have a bit of knowledge on this particular train. Class 323 is a bit of a strange train. It's like a hybrid between a old Braille style multiple unit and more modern kind of network or electric multiple unit. It's weird. The handling's when you're actually driving it, the handling's giving Braille, but the actual layout of the cab and whatnot, it's giving modern networker slash electro star. Very strange train indeed. Very strange. So we're gonna set the automatic warning system. We can't interact with that, whatever that is. Automatic warning system, vigilance. I think that's it on the class 323. It's just the automatic warning system and the vigilance isolation switches that you need to turn into the vertical normal positions. We're going to sit in the driver's seat. We are going to set the driver reminder appliance. Excuse me, I had to clear my throat just then. We are going to set the... Actually, no, we will get the master key in, set the reverser to the neutral position, and acknowledge the AWS self-test sequence. Oh, so the AWS reset button appears to be slightly different to how it looks on the... What's the on the Birmingham Cross City class 323. So I think this class 323 has been remodeled ever so slightly. There's probably a couple of other minor differences that I haven't picked up on yet because I haven't even seen a class 323 in real life, if I'm being honest with you guys. So Yeah. This is out of my I wouldn't say out of my comfort zone, but this is something I don't. I'm not around these sides. I'm not around Manchester sides like that. Let's set the headlight switch to the day running position. We shall also get our passenger doors open, and if my memory serves me correctly, we need to turn this little key here into the on position to activate the door controls. There we are, brilliant. We don't have a destination interface on this, do we? No, we don't. And then we'll just quickly pop outside. Brighter headlight shining from the non-driver's side, not so bright LED style light shining from the driver's side, which is indeed the day running configuration. Lovely stuff. Right, let's return to the cab, get the windows open so we can have some nice run sounds as we're driving along. Return to the driver's seat. Anything else we need to do in here? No, I believe that's it. Can we do the running brake test? No, we can't. Right, so due out of here at 10:24, I believe it is. It's 10:10 now, so we've got a 40-minute wait. So I will edit down the video and I will catch you guys when we are ready to depart from, I don't even know what station this is. Is this Manchester Piccadilly? I think this is Manchester Piccadilly, so I will catch you guys in a bit. I do like the AI though. The AI is looking quite nice. You got the pendolinos and all of that. Very interesting. I'm quite curious to see what other trains we do encounter along our journey, because I have quite a few routes now, so I wonder if we're going to see any other fascinating electric multiple units or even diesel multiple units as we drive along down to Stockport today. We'll soon find out. Right, so we are within 2 minutes of our scheduled departure time. Our platform starter signal has cleared to a green aspect, so we can reset the driver reminder appliance. We can also see if our GSMR is working. Confirm deregister. Okay. Confirm deregistering. Now let's re-register. Two Bravo something on the calling pattern sheet thing. Yes, the GSMR is functioning correctly, even though that isn't how the GSMR functions in real life. It's close enough. It is indeed close enough. So thank you for ensuring that your GSMR console works, developers. Just patiently waiting for the departure time. Although we are going to get the doors closed 30 seconds prior to the scheduled departure time. I like the what's it called? The ambient sound here at the station as well. Very realistic. Okay, so doors are closed. Do we have interlock? Oh yeah, it's a class 323. The 323 is strange. The 323 doesn't. It has this weird inconsistent door interlock light. So we're not gonna pay attention to interlock and whatnot. Right, into forward. We are at our scheduled departure time now. Final glance at the platform starter signal, green. Testing the hill start button as we move off here. And we have these strange motor sounds as we move off. The 323 is a very interesting train, if I may say so myself. Speed limit departing Manchester Piccadilly is 15 miles an hour. Raising to 25 at the just beyond the end of the platform, then 45, then 65. Next station, Leavensholme. I still can't see what that says, but next station is in 2.6 miles time, or 2.6 miles. Let me not say miles time. I made that mistake in the previous video. I need to stop doing that. And yeah, as expected from a fairly short route, the scenery appears to be spot on. I don't really have any criticism against the scenery so far. It's just so typical when you have these shorter routes. They go all in on the scenery and the assets and all of that. And when it's a slightly longer distance route, that's when the scenery is all dodgy and embarrassing. It does make sense though because of the way the memory works and whatnot, and obviously how time consuming as everything is in regards to the process of developing these routes. So I can understand it in that sense, but it's just I don't know. It's still a bit frustrating with the route being so short. Right, we are at 30 miles an hour, so let's get a little running brake test in. Very solid brakes on the class 323. Speed limit is 45, raising to 65 very shortly, so let's just give it full power. So I hope everyone's doing okay, you know, I hope everyone's alive and well. Me, I'm just surviving. I'm surviving and doing what I need to do. Trying to get back into the content, but it is very difficult. It's a fight. It is a fight. Speed limit goes up to 90. Can this train even achieve that? Max speed 90 miles an hour. Okay, yeah, we can. Obviously keeping an eye out on the distance counter for the upcoming station. 65 miles an hour achieved. That's a lot of speed limit changes, you know. I'm looking at the track monitor now. That is quite intimidating. Oh, this route's going to be a nightmare to learn. Right, so 60 miles an hour isn't too fast, so we can probably get the brakes in at about 0.7 miles time. I keep saying miles time in 0.7 when we're 0.7 miles out from the station. There we go. Get your grammar correct, lad. We got a position 1 junction indication with a 45 mile an hour speed limit, so let's make a brake step 1 application, brake step 2 even. Yeah, this route is going to be a nightmare to learn HUD-Less, I'll be honest. Like, I can already tell. Seems to be a lot going on right now. Speed limit is increased back up to 75, and I can see the platforms in the distance, so this station seems to be a bit of a line of sight approach kind of thing. Although we do need to take into account the fact that we could be approaching in poor weather conditions one day, so it would help us to establish the breaking point for this. But obviously this is our first journey along the route, so we're not worrying about all of that right now. We're just seeing what the route's like. The scenery is very nice, but so far I'm not really a fan of the route, to be honest. And there's no stop boards as well. Why do you guys always forget the stop boards? Come on, man. Stop boards are honestly the bare minimum, if I may say so myself. But here we are, stopped. Brake step 3, neutral, door release on the left. And we're on time, which I'm pleased about. I think the timetable for this route is fairly lenient. It doesn't seem to be too tight or anything like that, which I'm pleased about. Right, we've got a green platform starter signal. Get the doors closed. There we are, brilliant stuff. Right, we're on level terrain departing from here, so we don't need no hill start button or anything like that. Just slap it straight into notch 2 of power. Wait until we achieve 5 miles an hour and then into full power. Next station is Heaton Chapel, or whatever that says, in 1.4 miles. Speed limit 75 miles an hour. On the plus side, however, the fact that this route is shorter than average, shorter than the average route, means that I can cut this recording session nice and short. You know, I reckon I'll probably continue it tomorrow, to be honest. I don't think I'm gonna upload this trip alone. I'll probably do another trip tomorrow, but I am very tired right now, so I'm thankful that this particular trip is nice and short. We are coming up on the next station. Again, I'll probably get the brakes in at about 0.6 miles out from the station, which is about now. So let's shut the power off. Hold it. There we are, brake step 2. Back down to brake step 1. Just aiming for that 25 mile an hour entry speed into the platform. The platforms seem to be on the slightly shorter side, so we're obviously going to take that into consideration as well. Those sounds were terrible, but we are gonna pretend that we didn't hear that. And what is that? What is that? What is that in the track? Oh my goodness. Do you know what? It happens. It happens. when you have a fresh route like this one, you tend to come across a lot of bugs and glitches and stuff like that, and you do get some day one patches or some patches that come out within the first week. So hopefully whatever that was that we just witnessed, hopefully it gets rectified as soon as possible. I don't want to drive along this route in a couple months time and still see nonsense like this, because come on, man. This is what's the tool called? There's a tool in, I remember when I used to edit on Train Sim World Classic. Sorry, not edit. I used to do route building on Train Sim, not Train Sim World Classic either, just Train Sim Classic. I used to do route building, and there was a tool. Was it the welding tool or something? No, it's not the welding tool. There's a tool that does this. It magnetizes the terrain, and the terrain will shoot up if you do it in the wrong place. If someone knows what I'm talking about, then let me know in the comments. But yeah, I think that's what's happened here as well. But anyway, let's get the doors closed. Green platform starter signal into forward. We'll use the hill start button as well, moving off this time just to be nice and safe. Better safe than sorry. Speed limit 75. Next station Stockport in 1.5 miles. Wait, Stockport's the last station, isn't it? So are we, where's Stockport? Stockport's in 1 point. So we're only here, but we've got this much of the route left. So how do we accomplish getting down here? What is even down here as well? Are there any stations around here? This is a very strange looking area. Alright, let's come off the map before we accidentally overshoot the station like a complete idiot. We've got a 20 limit coming up as well, which is why haven't we, I've gone into brake step 2 by accident. Why haven't we received a warning board for that 20 limit? I would have thought that, considering the speed limit's dropping from 75 to 20, I'm sure that that warrants a warning board, unless that's what we're about to receive now. No, we got a double yellow signal. Okay, interesting. But we do have this massive bridge or viaduct or whatever this is, so we can use this as a fairly decent breaking point for the upcoming 20 limit. Although it might be a bit too late. I think this is a bit on the later side, to be honest. I probably want to get the brakes in earlier than this, so I don't know. But the fact that we don't have a warning board associated with this 20 limit is very alarming. Got a S in the route indication there. Oh, so are we being routed into a dead end platform? If this is a hold on, if this is a dead end platform, I'm gonna laugh very hard. Let's bring the speed right down to 10 miles an hour. It's a dead end platform, ain't it? No, it's not, because no, sorry, the service this service is bound for Hazel Grove. So it's gonna continue from here. Let's have a glimpse at the map quickly. So, okay, so I'm assuming the AI is going to come take over and then it's going to branch off of the route just after departing from here. It's a very strange route, I'll be honest. It is quite a strange route, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Brake step 3, neutral, driver reminder, appliance set, door release on the left. Right, so let's shut down the cab. I don't know, man. I don't know. That was weird. That was a very strange drive. I think we need to I need to find a way to get to the. We can have a proper in-depth look at the map now. So you're telling me the southernmost station is here, and you've got this big stretch of nothing after that. And what is this meant to be anyway? Is this like is this a terminus station? Is it got a, you got some sidings here, so I'm guessing trains do terminate here. It's just strange. And we're all the way up here. We started here and we've only covered this insignificant distance, so we're not even halfway along the route. It's strange, I'll be honest. It's strange. Also, why is the banner repeater horizontal? What is this? Come on, man. Why is the banner repeater is horizontal? You can see the word off in the thing there, but the signal is no. So the off indication correctly corresponds with the signal aspect, that the signal that's associated with, but the banner repeater does not. The banner repeater should have been diagonal just then, and it should only be horizontal now, due to the fact that the signal is displaying the red aspects. But when the signal is green, the banner repeater should have been diagonal. The off indication was fine, off indication was functioning correctly, but yeah, again, just bugs and glitches, a lack of quality testing. Pathetic, in my opinion. Just I can hear a diesel train. What is that? A 153, I believe that is. So maybe it's the 153 that we need to jump on. Let's fly over to the other side. Am I recording? Yes, I am. Can we go outside? We can go outside. Don't make me laugh. How far can we go? Oh, it's only here. No, we can go up here. Can we sit on the chair? No, we can't. I said we can go outside. and go in the car park. And then no, it ends here. Okay, what? Oh, because okay, so you can get into this entrance as well. Fair enough, that makes sense. That makes sense. Right, my people. So I've been all over the station and I can't seem to find any services that are heading further south apart from this Avanti West Coast service, but that is a non-stopper. So that is just after this station that is going straight off the map. So we're not going to be allowed to drive that. I think that 153 or 156 or whatever that was, I think that is what we probably should have been driving to be honest, but I don't know where that was heading. I don't know where that left from. I don't know. So we're gonna have to unfortunately settle for this Avanti West Coast service heading back up to Manchester Piccadilly, calling that Manchester Piccadilly only. 10:56 it's due out of here, so we got a bit of a wait as well. So I will catch you guys when that train pulls into the station. Okay, Pendolino is here. I'm not sure how long this train is. It's either it's either 9 or 11 carriages, but I couldn't really tell to be honest. It shouldn't really matter though in theory because we're only going to Manchester Piccadilly, so we're going to be stopping at the buffer stops at the next station. So the length of the train shouldn't really matter to be honest. Let's enter the cab. Sit in the driver's seat. 1 Hotel 14. Morning, London Euston to Manchester Piccadilly. Okay, interesting. I like the way they call it morning, so that probably means there's only a limited amount of services a day, which makes sense because London to Manchester isn't really that is a big boy trip, so there's probably only about 4 or 5 of those services a day to be honest. Driver reminder appliance set. This train is a nightmare to set up. I'm probably not going to remember how to do this, but let's try start from scratch. So we need to arm our safety systems. Excuse me. Okay, I thought the AI was trying to jump in and do something. So the automatic warning system, if I'm not mistaken, is isolated twice. So we need to close the fuse there. And then we also need to turn the relevant isolation switches into the normal position. I'm not sure why the cab is already keyed in. That shouldn't have happened. I literally just went and keyed off the cab and then the AI's gone and keyed it back in. Very irritating indeed. Doors seem to be open. We are waiting until 56 minutes past before we depart. Headlight switch is set into the day running configuration. Thankfully we don't need to do anything with the TASS and alarm acknowledgements and all of that, so I am quite thankful for that because I probably would have crumbled if I had to do any of that to be honest, because it's been such a while since I last drove a train like this. Alright then, 15 seconds prior to the scheduled departure time we should probably get the doors closed. Where's the door close button? There is. Can't even hear the doors closing, that's how far back they are. Got this massive storage facility place behind the cab. There we are, we have interlock. Final glance at the signal, green. Resetting the driver reminder appliance into forward. Oh dear. Are you good to go? Right, speed limit is 25. Shut up. Okay, there we are. Sorry, I forgot. When you key on the cab, you need to go into forward and not neutral. That's the main difference between Pendolinos and other trains in the United Kingdom. 25 rising to 90, right? Oh, for crying out loud. Oh. We are so running late. Okay, we don't need to acknowledge the alarms again by the looks of it. So let's get a move on quickly. Testing out the whole start button before we move off here. Right, we are moving, which I'm quite pleased about. How many carriages are we? 9? 9 carriages, cool. Manchester Piccadilly is in 6.6 miles. 6.6 or 5.6? I can't even see what that says. Not gonna go above notch 2 of power until we are clear to accelerate up to 90, and even then I still need to do the running brake test, so yeah, we're just gonna be nice and easy on the acceleration right now. Right, speed limit is now 90, so we're gonna up the speed to 30, perform the running brake test, and then whack it right open. So this has 6 steps of braking if I'm not mistaken, so we're gonna select step 4, which would be the equivalent of brake step 2 in a normal train. Speed limit, oh, not speed limit, speed fell by 10 miles an hour ridiculously quickly. This train does have fairly effective brakes, to be honest. We can now accelerate up towards 90 miles an hour. So it is quite unfortunate we didn't get to explore the entirety of the route. I would have liked to have gone all the way down to the southernmost point, but we'll probably have to do that in another video, unfortunately, because I couldn't find the correct service. But this is just a little first look at the route. So far, like I said before, I'm pleased with the scenery. The scenery appears to be on point. I don't have any criticism about the scenery apart from that little, the where the ballast was. You had that little mountain of ballast in the middle of the forefoot. That was a bit weird, but other than that, scenery seems to be pretty well done, and that mountain of ballast can be easily rectified. I'm hoping that is the case. Speaking of which, we're probably about to plow through that right now. Oh dear, that would cause a pretty bad derailment with the oncoming train as well. Oh my goodness, that would have been deadly in reality. Right, we're up to 90 miles an hour. Let's begin to cut back on the power. We are going downhill as well, so we're probably going to need a bit of braking very shortly. That being said, speed limit is dropping down to 75 very shortly, so we will get a brake step 1 application in now. I've got a clue what station that is we're passing through, but it is one of the stations that I called at on the southbound trip that we just did. I just can't remember the name of it. And we are below 75, just in time for the speed limit. And then speed limit appears to briefly go back up to 90, but then back down to 65, not too far beyond that. So is there any point in accelerating towards 90? Not really. I'm just gonna coast it out, to be honest. Right, so we received an AWS warning associated with a Morpeth board. I didn't see what was in that Morpeth board, but I can only assume it's the upcoming 40 limit, which I'm going to begin slowing down for now, in fear of being tripped out by some TBWS magnets that I'm not expecting to be here, but probably are here. Yep, I've just seen them in the tracks right now, TPWS grids. So good thing I did anticipate that and begin slowing down nice and early. I like the fact that you've got the six steps of braking on the Pendolino as well. It gives you a bit more control over the braking curves. Double yellow signal. I haven't got these signals switched on the track monitor, so I don't know how many signal spaces we are out from Manchester Piccadilly station. I don't know if we've been cleared into the platform or not. Just gonna continue slowing down for the upcoming speed limit reductions. Got a 25 limit coming into force in 400 yards. Single yellow signal with number 6 in the route indication. So we are being cleared into platform number 6 at Manchester Piccadilly. Manchester Piccadilly is bringing it down for the upcoming 15 limit. There we are. Fairly straightforward approach, to be honest. Very easy to remember. I don't like the route. If I'm being honest, guys, I'm not a fan of these new routes that have been brought out. What was the last? Do you know what it is? What was the last solid route that we actually got? The last actual solid route that we received. It was probably the West Coast mainline with the class 87, wasn't it? I'm talking about UK routes, by the way, because my channel specializes in UK routes. I don't do foreign routes, which is maybe something I'll consider doing in the future, but right now I am strictly UK routes only. And I think the last solid UK route that we received was the West Coast mainline with the class 86s, which was, if my memory serves me correctly, that was around September, October, November, around then. It's very weird. It's a downward gradient coming into this platform here. Normally, when you're coming into a dead end platform in particular, the gradient tends to level out, or it's an upward gradient. But being on a downward gradient coming towards buffer stops, this is my first time, and that is it's different, to say the least. It is definitely different. But yeah, as I was saying, we do need some more solid UK routes. Like I said, the wind rush line. I think the wind rush line is something I want to see next, especially now that we have the class 378. Let's give it a bit more braking before we absolutely smash into the buffer stops. And here we are, safely stopped in one piece. Brake step 6. Neutral, driver reminder appliance set, door release on the left. Tail lights. Okay, interesting. So the hazard lights are built into the headlights, which normally it's a separate button. I told you this train is weird. The Pendolino is very different. It wants to stand out. It wants to feel important. Set the reverser to off. Remove the master key. I'm not gonna bother isolating the safety systems because I'm gonna end the video here anyway, so this is not gonna be an issue leaving the safety systems in. it must be a pain getting into the cab with these in real life, having to go through this thing here and another. That is so weird. You'd think they put a little hatch in the side here, like on the class 180, but no, you have to fully walk around. I don't like that, you know, just the idea of not having a cab door. I find that very alarming. I wouldn't want to drive a train that doesn't have a cab door fitted. It's just, it seems a bit weird. At least have like a little hatch or something, like even a little emergency, just a little emergency hatch underneath the window or something. But no cab door at all is just a bit inhumane in my opinion. But that, my people, concludes this first look of the Manchester Airport commuter route, I believe it's called. I do not like it. That's me being honest. I don't like it. It's weak. It is a very weak route. I regret buying it. Scenery seems to be pretty decent though. The depot here, just looking at the depot on the map now, the depot just seems to be populated fairly well, so I'll give them credit for that. You know, I do want to do a bit of exploring on this little branch here as well. I'm guessing this is unelectrified, so oh, what's that? What's this down here? Should probably try to go down here as well. But yeah, we'll do all that in the next video. So yeah, I'd like to thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. Constructive feedback and criticism is more than welcome in the comment section below, and it's highly appreciated. And if you'd like to further support the channel, please consider liking and subscribing. I will catch you guys in the next one. Love.